everybody, for joining us today. Live Music Nation podcast, festival edition. Today, excuse me. Today we're with Doug Potts, Waynesville, Missouri, the Route 66 Hogs and Frogs Festival. You're going to have to explain this in a little bit. Doug, thanks for being on with us.
No, thank you for having me. So Route 66 Hogs and Frogs Festival is the city of Waynesville's premier fall festival, fall event. As you probably know, you and your viewers, most cities usually have like a fall festival. You know, it doesn't matter what city it is, wherever in the country, they usually have some kind of fall get together. Here in the Ozarks, we love our local communities, and we also love motorcycles, and we love barbecue and good music. So we thought, hey, you know what? Why don't we have, combine two of those things, the motorcycle festival / rally and a, cooking competition, specifically, aimed around barbecue, although I'll get into that in just a second, how we kind of morphed that up to give it some local flavor. Hogs, everybody knows that that's Harley Davidson. Also, we have a lot of pork barbecue down here. And frogs, the city of Waynesville mascot is called Croaker. And if you guys look that up, look up Frog Rock in St. Louis. It's a big rock on a steep escarpment as you come down into the community. And we've got a rock up there, kind of looked like a frog, so people painted it as a frog. Waynesville's all about frogs.
So we're not cooking up frog legs. That's where my mind was going with this. And I was like, I don't know.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, though. We do. That's that little twist on it that I was trying to say. So our cooking competition, when we started this out, it was originally we were thinking about barbecue, but then we were like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we had frog legs as part of that competition? So the cooking competition is barbecue, it's pork product, but then also we have frog legs in there too.
Well, I guess you named it right then.
That's right.
Doug, how long have you been associated with this event?
Since I started here, which was about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And it just started last year, so it hasn't been going on a whole heck of a long time. But I will tell you that last year, being the first annual Hogs and Frogs that we ever did, it was a blowout success. We had about 3,000 people in our park. And if you talk to people who were local here, they couldn't remember another time when there was more people in the park than what we had last year. This year is going to be even bigger. CVMA, that's the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. Mm-hmm. They're a nationwide organization, but their statewide chapter is going to be having their statewide meeting at Hogs and Frogs this year.
Oh, very good.
That's every single CVMA rider from all over the state is going to be congregating here. We're talking 700 plus bikers.
Yep. Very good. All right. You've given us a little bit of taste of what you have to offer. I always ask these three questions. What does it look like? What does it smell like, meaning food? We've touched on that. And then what does it sound like? Entertainment, environment, things you've got going on. What does that sound
Absolutely. Like? So as far as what does it look like? The event takes place September 22nd through the 24th in Waynesville's famous Ruby-Doo Park. The Ruby-Doo is a river that runs right through our downtown. So we have a large park, a place of open ground, which is effectively, you can't build anything on it because it's kind of floodplain. But that's our Ruby-Doo Park. It is a phenomenal park, one of the best I've ever seen. It's a great place to hold events. We will have all kinds of things. There'll be food and beverage. I think we've got 10 food trucks on the ground. We've got people setting up tents, selling things. I think we've got 80 vendors right now. We're going to be having a concert going on all 3 days of the event. We like to call it Frogapalooza. So there'll be live music Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. And then obviously there's going to be motorcycle judging competitions, poker runs. There's going to be a Miss Croaker pinup girl contest. That was a big hit last year. There's going to be a Texas Hold'em competition. And then there's also going to be the river, what we like to call the River of Ink. So there's going to be tattoo artists, spread all throughout the thing. So if you want to get a special tattoo or something like that to commemorate the occasion, they'll be down there. As far as what it smells like, you said that already. It's going to smell like barbecue, good food. And as far as what it sounds like, when the dyno is going, if you know what a dyno is for a motorcycle, we'll have one of those down there. And when the dyno's going, you're not going to be able to hear yourself think.
No, that's a great sound. That's a definite great sound. Very cool. Doug, what do you hope for this event for your town? What is the motivation to continue to do this?
The primary reason why we did it is just because I think we've got an undiscovered gem here in Waynesville. This community has got a lot of history. It is actually the Waynesville, Missouri. If you're familiar with the 1991 Infrastructure and Jobs Act, that created what we call within the Department of Transportation what they're called byways. The Route 66 byway was created on the steps of our courthouse here in Waynesville.
Oh, wow.
So obviously Route 66 has a long storied history,
right.
But the creation of the byway in 1991 for Route 66 happened here on our courthouse steps.
Oh, very cool.
So we're one of the few downtowns in the whole country that has Route 66, the original Route 66, runs right through our downtown. So it hasn't changed in 170 some odd years. So we like our history. We want to celebrate that, and we want to make sure that people know, what Waynesville's all about. We want people to have a good time, and then also it's an opportunity for some of our vendors and some other people who are wanting to sell something. It gives them an opportunity to put some extra cash.
Yeah, very good. All right, Doug. Because I am in live music, live entertainment, I always ask these two questions. I like to survey the nation. Doug, what is the best concert you have ever seen your entire life?
In my entire life, that would have to be Widespread Panic 4-day run at Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado.
Oh, there you go, man. What a great
hands down.
Hands down.
I've seen them. I'm a big Widespread Panic fan. I've seen them in concert probably 10, 11 times.
Oh, wow.
And,
all right.
Of those, 2 of them were at Red Rocks, and it's a great experience.
Second question, dead or alive, you could bring any one musical act to Waynesville, Missouri for your festival. Who would you bring?
Talking Heads.
Talking Heads.
Hands down. Give me some David Byrne and the band. If they were, they're still around, but they're not really playing anymore.
Right.
But to have Talking Heads Stop Making Sense live at Madison Square Garden here, blow my mind.
That would blow a lot of people's mind.
Yeah, right.
All right. I've been selfish. I've asked you a lot of questions. This is a segment of show. You get to ask me a question. What would you ask me?
Oh man. Had you ever heard of Waynesville before you got in touch with me?
Yeah. So I believe, and I'm going to have to look this up. Actually, I'm going to look it up real quick right now. We've got a former guitar player that I think Waynesville is what he has listed on his hometown. He lives, his name is John Evans, and he lives outside of town, I believe, and lives in got a house and a little piece of land, and
nice.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's where he was. Yeah, Waynesville. He graduated class of 71 from Waynesville, Missouri. So shout out to John. So absolutely, Doug. How do people find out more about what's going on there at Waynesville and your fall festival?
Best way is to either go to one of 2 websites, either to go to waynesvillemo.org, or you can go to route66hogsandfrogsfest.com.
All right.
We set up 2 separate. There'll be a lot of Hogs and Frogs stuff on the City of Waynesville website, but we also have our own separate standalone website that you can go to for more information, for event listings. If you wanted to be a vendor, you can go there for that. And if you wanted to be a sponsor, you can go there. All that information's there.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Guys, check it out. Doug, thanks for being on with us today. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jake. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of